G'day everyone, this is a Raider solo run of the Everdark Sovereign Gaping Jaw expedition. So, relics. Taking attacks improves attack power, improved colossal weapon attack power, and attack power permanently increased for each Everjail prisoner defeated. Those are the important ones, and let me talk about them in priority. So, the Everjail prisoner defeated for attack power. So that's 5% attack power per Everjail. That is up to 35% because there's always 7 Everjails in any given map, except for the Shifting Earth ones. That is a lot of damage. 35%. Oh, grab that Exalted Flesh. 35% is pretty disgusting. And in fact, this key in general, so this relic that you can get from it's from the new merchant. You can buy this one here. Treasure, Stone Sword Key at the start, and the attack power thing is going to be one of the best in slot relics for probably everyone. Honestly, probably anyone who's playing this game even semi-seriously is going to be using that because it's just so overtuned for what it is. 35% compared to every other relic, up to 35%. Even just 3, 4, or 5 of them, you're in the kind of 15, 20, 25% range, is still more overtuned than the rest of them, right? Or than most relics are. So very, very powerful, and that's why I'm using it. I'm going to quickly check this. I'm looking at every chest just for Stone Sword Key chances, although there's obviously ones where there's higher chance, which is the one up at the other side of this fort. What are you doing out here, my dude? What is happening? Okay, alright. No worries. Anyway, so second relic in order of probably priority, I would say, is taking attacks improves attack power. This is 15% damage. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me just look at my rewards, please. Taking attacks improves attack power. That's actually... Is that a colossal weapon? It is. Lovely. Ah, come on. That's because they're sitting on top of it. It's grayed out the... there it is, Side of Grace. Alright, I'm still going to head up because I do want to get... And actually, I need to check down here because sometimes you can get a Stone Sword Key from this room. I'm desperate for every Stone Sword Key I can find. So taking attacks improves attack power. Sorry, 15%. 15% on... Grabbing that. 15% damage after taking any hit of damage. You get this buff for about 10-15 seconds. And because of the way that you play this game as the Raider, i.e. using retaliation and getting hit pretty much intentionally, you have amazing synergy with this passive, and it is really valuable. This is the next bit. Oh no, no Everjail key. That's a shame. Oh well. No Stone Sword Key. Yeah. So taking damage improves attack power is the next highest priority. From there, what's the one I didn't talk about yet? Colossal weapons. So improved colossal weapon attack power. That is 6%. Just a flat 6% attack power with colossal weapons, which is obviously quite nice. No, this is no good. That's a shame because I would have loved to go... I mean, I've got my starting one, so I'll still go do this one, but I would have loved to have 2. 6% baseline using colossal weapons is really good, 6% attack power. The alternative to this is if you don't have that or you don't have the right relic combinations, you can also use the Raider-specific relic, which is attack power upon... I'm going to go into the middle here and use my ulti. Get as many of these as I can. Nice. Damn, I'm just weak enough that it didn't actually... I wonder if these track down different targets or they all track the same one. Just weak enough that it didn't kill all of these guys. That would have been nice if it did. Yeah, so the alternative is the one where if you take damage during your character skill retaliation, you also get attack power and stamina up. That gives 10% attack power and 20% stamina, and is a really good alternative. I think 6% attack power is going to be more reliable over the course of the whole game than only 10%, 4% more when you've successfully, timed damage taken during your retaliate. And whilst you will be doing this all the time, there'll be certainly periods where you won't. So taking 6% just permanently is probably going to be more reliable. The other thing is that this is also a deterministic relic. You can buy this one from the new merchant, and it has that on it. So anyone can just guaranteed get that, right? Which also makes it quite a good option because it's easy to get, it's reliable to get. I'm going to check these relics quickly. I'm going to go to this one here and grab a Stone Sword Key. Hopefully it actually has it, as opposed to that fort, which stitched me up a little bit. Successive attacks boosts attack power. That's pretty good. Raider doesn't attack specifically quick, but even after 3 or 4 attacks... Oh, that's the freest boss over there, the demi-human queen. Even after 3 or 4 or 5 attacks, whatever it is, it'll give me a 10% or whatever it is attack power buff, which is good. Yeah, so those are your 4 relic options. I definitely would recommend the Everjail one and the taking attacks improves attack power. Very, very significant attack power buffs. The Colossal Weapons is good. It does lock you into wanting to use Colossal Weapons over Great Hammers and Great Axes, which can also have really good options. But it is what it is. If you want to trade that out for the Raider-specific one for attack power and stamina after successfully retaliating an attack, that's a really viable option as well. So I don't know why I'm killing these things. Just fun, I guess. I'm mainly here just for the Stone Sword Key, and I should just kill the boss quickly and then move on. But I'm here killing trash. Not that it matters particularly much. Anything full HP. So full HP I don't take as the Raider, because you nearly always won't be fighting at full HP. You very often take damage by design using retaliation, often like right at the start or very early into a fight. Cold Great Axe, I'll grab that, but I don't think I'll use it because I've already got a Colossal Weapon on the Great Club. So I probably won't need it, but that's okay. It's a backup in case for some reason I get a really good Great Axe and I want to power stance them or something. I don't know. Probably unlikely, but you never know. The yeah, so those are your 4 relic options, and if you get all 7, even 6 or 7 Everjails stacked with the 15% attack power and 6% attack power, like this build is just disgusting on the Raider. Like it's so strong, and you'll see that by the end of this. You can get raw attack power up to 400, 500, 600 after you take damage and activate the other one. Really, really strong. Really, really, really strong. I don't need max FP, but I guess it's better than nothing. I'm going to check this talisman over here. Charged attacks. Not bad. I don't do a lot of charged attacks with Colossal Weapons, to be honest. I did in base Elden Ring, but because of the Raider's specific, or his own moveset for Colossal Weapons, I don't actually love the charged attacks. They take ages and they hit in 2 parts, and then so it's like a 2-part attack, and then the next heavy charged attack is a 3-part attack. And it just takes a little too long, and very rarely do you get all the hits off. So, yeah, I tend not to use the charged attacks. I'm just checking for a... No, there's buried treasure up there. If that's... Oh, hang on. I've got the relic that lets me know where they are. This one's up here. I'll go up and get it. You should get the buried treasure. They give... nearly always give purple weapons, stone sword keys. You'll get something purple or 2 out of them. So they're a very good option as well to go and... again, just increasing the value of that relic even more that you can get from the vendor. Very good relic. Looks like it'll be the troll, which should be easy enough to deal with. We'll just pop down here and get the troll. Heavy jump attack into just a light attack chain. So I actually really like... I didn't at first, but I've actually grown to really like just the standard light attack chain that the Raider has. I think it's quite strong. Come on. There we go. I got his head on the way up. If you hit the trolls in the face, it kind of stuns them for a moment like that. I thought he was about to do a stomp. That's okay. There we go. Right. Going to quickly check in here for anything decent that pops up. You never know. Magic Duelist Great Axe. If that was not magic, I'd be taking it. But magic means it's scaling with int. So it's actually going to be a little lower damage, and I don't want it. But the Duelist Great Axe is a really good weapon. I love the moveset. Oh, not the moveset. I love the weapon. Because the moveset's the same as all the other Colossal weapons. Alright, I might head up, grab that buried treasure, and I probably won't fight that Everjail in the dark. That would be a bit silly at level 6. So we'll just have to move on. We'll go grab that church, and we'll see what else we can do up here in our first day. Now that we've got a level 2, we've got a purple smithing stone. That's that job ticked off. Yeah. So, I think there's the top half of the map. I'll save that all for day 2. So I want to do as much as I can, like running around getting churches and things, and any other outstanding Everjails, because the top half of the map is really good to spend. Like you can spend it, so it's just up there behind, underneath that falling over piece of rubble. It's more like a half of city wall or something, whatever it is, structure. It's usually just sitting underneath there. There it is. Yeah, no, I won't go fight this Everjail, unfortunately. I'll come back and get it at the start. Bugger. That's a shame. What's this other? Nah. I mean, I'll grab them just because may as well. In fact, I don't even want that because I don't do charge attacks enough to want that and waste my... I'd prefer the Exalted Fleshes. So, in the second day, and I'll just put myself in a direction. There we go. In the second day, you can spend the entire day just about in this top section here. So, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Everjails, right? You've got 2 churches, and you've got Field Boss, Field Boss, Field Boss, Field Boss, Field Boss, right? And there's even a Field Boss up here if you've got even more time. There's a lot to be done there, and you can spend the whole day up there, and it's a really good way to do it. So I might even, if I've got nothing to do now, a good use of my time is actually just to duck into the castle and do a little bit of castle content, because I'm not going to do the castle in day 2. I'm going to do all of this up here, all these Everjails and stuff. So I'm going to run down, I'm going to check out what boss is underneath the castle, and I'm going to check these buried treasures. And if I've got a stone sword key, I could even just tick off one of these Everjails. No, I'm running out of time, so that's fine. I'm level 7, which is a little low for day 1, but it's perfectly workable. I'm not like under-leveled or anything. And but I've ticked off a few Everjails. No, I'm not fighting that boss. So the wolf is horrible to fight as the raider. It's one of my least favorite bosses, the raider, because the wolf jumps in and out constantly, and it's very hard to get a single retaliation bit of damage on him, and it's very hard to just get any attacks. So that's just a bit of class knowledge, and I'm choosing not to fight that wolf, as I would probably die, or it would take me too long, the night would come through. Just a bad idea. Instead, I'll come out and check this. What have we got? Oh, Dovis' Greatsword is a cool weapon. Blood Boil Aromatic. Alright, well, unfortunately I didn't get any weapons that I really wanted there, but still worth checking. Not a horrendous use of my time. I'm going to quickly run over that to top me off. If I get there before I die. Yes, thank you. And then we'll run past this talisman over here, Scarab. We'll see if that's any good. And there's not much else we can really do. We've cleared... Did we really only do 1 Everjail on that whole first day? That's... Normally I get more than 1. So that's a little slow, to be honest. But... just makes more work for us in day 2. What else do I have? Charge attacks, that's right. Yeah, so not the fastest day 1, honestly, because I mean I guess I didn't have an Everjail key when I got that first church. So, but I've gotten 1 church, 2 church. I've gotten a field boss. I've got a key going into the day 2. Man, what have I even done on this day? Bit of a wasted day, to be honest. A bit slow. Often I'll have cleared like 2 field bosses, 2 or 3 Everjails in day 1, plus, you know, I'll be level 9 or 10 or something. But anyway, every run's a little different. You get different RNG. That's just kind of how it goes. I'm not too fussed. We'll be able to squeeze in. Even if I don't get all 7 Everjails, it's still perfectly reasonable to get, 5 or 6 of them. So straight after this boss, I'm going to... And the problem here is I don't have enough Everjail keys, Stone Sword keys. It'd be good if I had more, but I'll jump... yeah, because I want to go up and get all these keys, but I'm literally not going to have the keys to do them. Get all the Everjails, but I'm not going to have the keys to do them. So I'll get this one straight away while I'm here, and then after this boss I'll get this one here. I'll jump down and look at this field boss. I'll kill that field boss probably. Jump on this flight path, move up to this Everjail. If I had another key, that's where I'd be doing it, but I'm not even going to have the key to do that, so I might even have to just move past... I hate this boss, the spider. I might even have to just move past that one, and that'll be the one that I don't get, for example. This boss is super annoying. Look at that. Not even this boss. This dude. Blood loss. Super lame. This boss is super lame though. The spider with the worst hitbox in the history of this game. You can only hit this boss if you are like dead center, square on to the face. Otherwise, it just doesn't do any damage. I mean, that didn't even do damage. I wonder whether it's actually like there's a... You have to deal a certain amount of stance damage first or something. There might be something funny going on, I don't know. But it just feels like it's got a terrible hitbox. So I hope there is more to it that I'm just not aware of, but it does kind of feel just terrible. I guess I'll come around to this head. And ulti that won't even... But it'll kill all the little spiders. That's actually the value in the ulti. That has just slowed me so much. Not that, like, it's not a hard boss. Really easy boss. It just feels lame because it's got a terrible hitbox. This is all pretty useless, unfortunately. Useless, I guess. It's kind of my thoughts on all of those. Alright, is there a scarab over here? There's sometimes a scarab. There is. We'll go check that scarab. I would get rid of charge attacks first, probably. Because I don't actually do a lot of charge attacks. I don't need casting speed, that's for sure. Right, I'm going to head up to this Ever Jail. We'll clear this Ever Jail nice and quick. And then we'll see where we can go from there. We might just have to work with not getting as many keys. I could pop up into there actually and grab a key from this castle, this fort. But... Is there a way I can get... Sometimes when there's spirit springs you can get in quickly and easily, but I might just have to... I might have to just run up to the middle of the room. Yeah, that's okay. The other thing is that this merchant here might sell me some stone sword keys, and that might be another option. But if I could have 2 stone sword keys on the way... Does this guy sell them to me? He doesn't. Lame. If I could have 2 heading up this way on the flight path, because I'll get this one and this one, which would be a good start. But you don't always get what you want. So that's alright. What have I got in terms of passives? Literally nothing. What have I been doing? What has been happening this run? Man, some runs, this happens. Like, some runs just feel really empty for no particular reason. That's a good passive. There we go. They just feel not What's that? Oh, lovely. Come on. Wait. If there wasn't a stone sword key, I would be ignoring you, fellas. But there is. So unfortunately, they're going to have to die. Alright, let's get rid of this thing here. Alright, there we go. Now we're in business. Now I've got 3 stone sword keys from up from 1 up to 3. Nice quick jump. We're going to quickly check these for more keys. Check that passive. I'm feeling on a roll. Nah, holy attack. Oh, holy would be more useful than nothing, to be honest. But I've ignored it, and now it's kind of too late. And I don't want to head back and get it. What have we got? Great Hammer, Guarding Ability, Magic Damage Negation. I mean, I guess I'll take that for now. I don't think Adele does much magic damage. I think it's mostly lightning damage, but you never know. Let's have a look here. Nothing. Skill Attack Power. Skill Attack Power I'll grab just for the meantime. I'll put it on top of that, because I don't need... Just in case I get like a Lion's Claw or something really good, Skill Attack Power can be quite useful. This sometimes has a key in it. No. Unfortunate. I won't take that skill attack power. A dragon. We're going to kill this dragon, because why not? But we're going to do this Everjail first, actually. If I jumped down there, I would have been real annoyed, because I would have had to run all the way back up to jump up, and it would have wasted a bit of time. We will kill the... you know what? We might not kill the dragon. I'm going to run out of time. The dragons are a pretty easy kill, but... I'm going to stay inside this circle and just fight him. Get a critical off. Walking through the circle is one of the worst things you can do. If you're comfortable to stay inside, then you just should do that. Now, a little bit of just general raider kind of strategy is your first L1 is going to be your best friend. Your first L1... sorry, not L1, R1. Your first R1. Your first light attack. Right, so your first light attack is the quickest activation by far, and going to the second adds quite a bit of time. So, and what I mean by that is, where's this guy? Come on. I do dislike how janky the... So look how quick the first light attack is out of retaliation. And the first light attack after you dodge is also quite quick. Right, so the first light attack out of the dodge, and the first light attack after your retaliation in particular. Look at this, ready? Oh no, it's the empowered one. That was a waste. Either way, ready? Look how quick it is. Bang. It's quite fast coming out of your retaliation. So when you've got bosses that you actually need to respect their attacks and like do the mechanics, a single light attack, a single R1 is going to be generally the way that you do it. I'm gonna quickly check this talisman. I'm not gonna fight the dragon. The dragons can take quite a lot of time for more than they're worth. I'm gonna take stamina there. I mean, they're worth a lot, obviously, but if they fly around and they get caught up on the top and they flap over that way, like they're just annoying. And I really want to prioritize getting these stone sword. Now that I've actually got stone sword keys, I'm gonna start rushing. So I'm gonna get this one here before the night comes in. I'm gonna go from there. I'll hit that, do that boss. I'll check this field boss. I'm gonna have enough time to do both. We'll see. Because there's a field boss just here. Field boss, Everjail. I'll go there. I'll buy more keys if I need to, or a weapon, and I'll hit this Everjail. And then there's all this stuff here. There's like field boss, Everjail. It's all there. So we'll see. Now it depends what this field boss is, if I do it or leave it. Misbegotten is relatively quick. We're going to do that. Jump attack to start, naturally. Why am I one-handing? Yeah, look how quick the... I mean, I missed it because he got staggered by the punch. Nice. Yeah, Misbegotten's pretty easy just to brute force your way through, which is nice. See how fast that first R1 is out of your... If you're spamming R1 straight out of retaliation. Very, very fast. So as I said, full HP... yeah, no. Full HP I'm not going to take. Poise is kind of useless, but I'm not going to take full HP because you're very rarely at full HP on the Raider. That's just kind of how it goes. And this guy is super quick to kill. Good, because the night's here and we're running out of time. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to run to this township, but we'll see. Which way is it looking? Gonna have to be speedy. Speedy. Because I have to climb up. I have to climb up this little thing here, and it's going to be a little out of the way, to be honest. What have I got in terms of passives and weapons? Guard breaking, I'm not sure is really that useful. Certainly not against bosses. Taking damage boosts damage negation. That's my best, I reckon. Magic damage negation is kind of whatever. Skill attack power. Yeah, so I've got pretty useless passives right now, which is a shame. I am going to very quickly see what this vendor has, even if I have to chill out in the night a little bit. But we're close enough to the day that I'm to the safe zone that I'm going to risk it. Just because I can buy some stone sword keys potentially. I can buy one. What else has he got? Need to make sure I heal. Nothing I really want, but I'm going to buy that. No, I'm not. Alright. That'll do. I got a stone sword key. That's probably the value that I could have gained there. I was just checking very quickly for any decent colossal weapons. Sometimes they have really good weapons, but nothing of note. Unfortunately, this Everjail is now dead, and I'm not going to be able to do it, I don't think. How many have I got here? 1, 2, 3 Everjails in this last area. How many keys have I got? 2. I've only got 2 keys, so I won't prioritize getting this in the dark unnecessarily. I'll do field boss, 2 Everjails, and we'll go from there. Should be able to stance break him pretty quickly there. Lovely. Alright, yeah, so that's going to be one of your standard go-to combos. Is going to be to retaliate an attack straight into a light attack. Sorry, you can do a light attack chain into a retaliation. While you're retaliating, by the way, a little tidbit of info is you keep generating physical attack power. There's pretty good. You keep generating, you regenerate stamina while you're retaliating, which means that you can do a full light attack chain to dump, or as much as you can to dump your stamina. And then you can go into a retaliation on the next attack that the boss is doing against you to avoid that and deal damage back, stance damage. And then you go straight back into another light attack chain quickly out of that attack. Pretty much exactly like I did there, just without that one hit that they got off of me. Gonna get a full combo here, which is nice. Oh, I missed that last attack. That's a shame. I might just ulti this just to speed it up. No point saving the ulti for next run. Now I've got an empowered retaliate that I should have used there, but I didn't. But I do want to make sure that the retaliation hits. So there's a few attacks in particular that I should use it against, and this is not one of them. So if I use it there, he keeps moving, right? This is one of them. There we go. Bang. See that? No. There we go. Alright, let's see what we get. Staff of the Avatar. And I'm pretty sure that's a colossal weapon. It is. Huge. Holy damage as well. Alright, I'm going to replace that. I should have taken that passive that was holy damage. It was like 9% somewhere that I saw. And I ignored it, but I shouldn't have. Because I could have had... I've got holy and holy here. Erdtree Slam. I'm not sure if I'm actually familiar with that. Oh. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that. I'm going to go grab this flask. Where is it? Yeah. Alright, well, we're kind of recovering this. We've got okay passives. 8% damage. Less likely to be targeted. We can probably get rid of this now if that's not going to be any good for us. I'm just going to quickly check. We'll grab boiled crab for now, but I would have preferred flesh. But boiled crab is a good option to have as an alternative. I'll use the... I'll chest out this Erdtree Slam. Jump high into the air and crash down on the ground. Golden shockwaves in all directions. Lovely. What could go wrong? What have we got? Oh yeah, bit of damage. Clearly does a bit of stance damage too, because I wouldn't normally stagger him in 2 light attacks, so I must do decent stance damage. Lovely. All right. Ooh, 20% flask HP. The increases to flask HP are low key one of the most valuable things you can get, because how many keys do I have left? I got 1 still. I'll go do this one here. Is that my final movement? It is. Bugger. I'll see if I can get this. I'll see if I can get this Evergel really quick. Where am I moving? Up there. I'll be able to get that church, which is nice. I might even be able to do that boss, but I'll do this Evergel, and I won't duck into this church, even though I was going to. Because the keys are right up top in this church as well. In the holy churches, the keys are up on the top level. So I'll just prioritize getting this one done. And then I've still done a decent amount of the church, the Evergels. There'll be... only 1 that I didn't do. 1, 2. There'll be 2 that I didn't do. So 5 is still good. 25% attack power. Now, I actually like to target this bloke with the staff first. Bloke? Gal? Because if they have one of their casts, they do this annoying, like, full frontal cone of crystal spell stuff, and it can actually just wipe you. It actually does a lot of damage, and it can kill you. So I generally get that one first, because you don't want them running on your parade while you're fighting the other 2. I've got max stamina. 10,000 runes is only doing so much at this point. I'll get some max stamina instead. I'm not going to have time to kill this boss unless it's the weakest field boss in the history of the world. But we'll see. It might be like a Hero of Zamor or something that I might be able to mince down quickly. But I doubt it. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not quickly, at least. That's fine. We'll go and we'll go kill this church. Not church. Kill the church. We're going to go upgrade our flask at that church. I don't think there's much else I can do with this time, which is fine. I still don't have the best passives, but at least I got a decent weapon now, which is good. I don't love the skill. Like, I'm not going to use this skill on the final boss, but so be it. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. I could even do... I mean, do I have my base weapon still? I've got Great Club, and I could upgrade Great Club. I could Power Stance. That's actually what I could do. So Power Stancing, if you're not aware, and Power Stancing jump attacks, and I'll talk about this in a second. No, I won't. I'll talk about it now. So I just did this boss, half an hour ago, right before this run through. I did another run through, and I killed the boss, and it was all fine. But I actually had a cleaner run than this. I had a really good run. I was level 15 before even this second night boss. Really smooth run. I got all 7 Everjails, but the final boss was quite clunky. I died, and it was just really poor performance. So I wasn't quite happy with it. What I'm doing here is going to try and present a slightly different playstyle. So what I did is come on. Yeah, I don't actually love unless you're doing like purely a jumping power stance attack build, the reach on that attack is unreasonable. So jumping the power stance jump attacks is quite good. So unless you're doing jump attack, I actually don't rate power stancing with these because the time it takes to... Sorry, not the time. The stamina that it takes to... My God, I hate these things. I hate those things so much. The time that it takes is... sorry, the stamina. And now I'm fighting a Crystal Knight, so I have to pay attention and all that garbage. The stamina that you... So once you're power stancing, you have a unique L1 on the console. I'm pretty sure it's L1, where you attack with both weapons, as I am here. Right? Oh no, grab attack. That is such a shame. Grab attacks is the weakness of Raider. I might just ulti this, to be honest. That should kill the Crystal Knight. We'll go close. It did. Lovely. Should be stance breaking this hippo any time. There we go. Lovely. You can use the L1s to not proc the critical and then still get the critical in, which is nice to guarantee a little bit of extra damage. Stance breaking 15%. Periodic magical glint blades. I get this just because this is... I'm gonna stance break the boss anyway. With diminishing returns, that might not get me... Unless that gets me an extra stance break in any given fight, it's useless, right? And I don't think it will. So glint blades is fun and cool and does damage. So, sorry, what I was trying to say. Stance breaking. Sorry, power stancing. So, when you have weapons of the same... So, see how that's a colossal weapon? And that's a colossal weapon. So, if you have two weapons of the same type and put them in each hand, then if you have a unique L1 input on console, so me, it's right-click, which is normally like your guard button. Normally your guard button. And it attacks with both weapons. You no longer have an option to guard. A unique moveset attacking with both weapons. Now, it uses, and you can't see it here because I'm not in combat, but it uses a lot of stamina. A lot of stamina. And I actually don't like it. I actually prefer two-handing and just the standard 5-part light attack chain. I actually prefer for most of the game. However, if you're doing jump attacks, which is really good for like hit-and-run style fights, where you just jump in and then you kind of get out and jump in, you know, which is going to be appropriate for this boss, and I'll tell you why. But jump attacks, a jump attack power stancing is going to do more damage and stance damage than if you do a jump attack with a heavy attack, even if you're two-handing. So that's why jump attack power stancing is a strategy that people use. It was like one of the classic ways to play base Elden Ring on big strength characters, bonky boys. You would run around jump attacking everything with two massive weapons. And that was certainly a way that you could play the game. And it was quite effective, to be honest. I'm going to level up first. What am I doing? Definitely a good viable option. Damn it. I do. I have a flesh. That'll do. So, quite a good option for this boss because, as I was saying, I played this boss previously and I didn't like two-handing and retaliation because much like a mounted boss, he moves a lot and he moves out of your range and you can't get the retaliations off. They often miss. You can use it for damage reduction, but the punch itself often misses, which is just annoying. And the light attack chains, like you're never going to have long enough to do a full light attack chain. So a more hit and run style play where you just go in and get jump attacks and then maneuver, much more emphasis on maneuvering correctly and mobility and not getting hit by things whilst just doing jump attacks to break stance and stuff is a good way to play. So let's see how that goes. All right, so when he jumps down, you want to jump over that explosion there. And I'm going to retaliate that and see if I can break his stance straight away. No, bugger. That was ambitious of me. Ambitious of me indeed. Now, grab attacks are what you're going to have to really watch out for here. Oh, I just broke his stance. No way. Oh, that was the glint blades. Nice. All right, there's a critical. That's pretty good damage. Gonna get another attack or two here. All right, when he does this here, you need to run away. All right, so you see him kind of wrap around in the air like that, and fly up, you need to run away. That's a big explosion. You want to be outside of that. And then you're going to stay out here, and you're going to look for any of these blue... Oh, am I still in the zone there? Surely not. Oh, I am. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get to these blue things. All right, so you need to run away from this out and then use the blue jumpy jumps, technical term, that is, to get back into the fight, into the Eye of the Storm. And I was just healing there, so that's a shame. Gosh golly. Just getting hit by everything there. All right, so that was a bit of a poor transition for me, but that's all right. We're back in the fight now. I need to watch out for grab attacks. Like that. So a lot of this fight, that's all you're going to be able to do. And I'm going to retaliate this. Bang! And then I'm going to... Nice, another stance break. That's very valuable. Bang! Alright, I might get 2 hits here, and then I'll retaliate this. No, I won't. I'm gonna ulti, I think. I haven't used my ulti. I wonder if he can get me up here. Grab attack? Surely not. Bang. Nice. Well, there you go. So the jump attacks, power stancing worked pretty well. That was certainly cleaner than my last kill. Yeah. So that's one way to play it with the radar. You can still certainly, if you get a decent weapon skill like a Lion's Claw or a Giant's Hunt or something can actually reach the enemies, reach the boss's kind of underbody, definitely you could use that. But if you don't get those, power stancing jump attacks is another option that you can go down. So anyway, that's that. 450, a little bit low on the... It was a bit of a slow start, but we got there in the end. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff as normal. Cheers.